everybody. I know it's been a minute. To be honest, 2025 has been a challenging year for me so far. A lot of health issues and personal issues and stuff that have made it difficult for me to keep up with the things that I have been. So I'm kind of doing a reset, but I wanted to share with you one of the things I'm not giving up. For sure, there'll be something else that I'll show another time. But the Cherrywood Challenge, I am participating in the Cherrywood Challenge this year. It is due May 5th. This is second to the last week of March. So I have a lot to do to get ready, but I just kind of want to take you through my process. Here's what I do. Here's what I'm thinking about. In all honesty, my quilts have not been picked yet, but that's okay. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the process. It lets me really dig creatively and just kind of experiment and play a little bit. So I'm going to show you what I did, where I'm going, and then hopefully next week I will have another video for you updating you on my progress. So first thing that I did is once I got the fabric in, I pressed it and I made a color key. So I'm going to show you that here real quick. Here are the fabrics. Beautifully pressed, all from Cherrywood. They come in fat quarters. I opted for a yard set just because that's the way I am, because I want to be able to play and allow myself a little freedom to make a mistake or a goof or whatever. The theme this year, Abyss. This is all about the deep sea. And I think the colors picked for this are just glorious. Usually it's just that color range and you can't use anything else. They're doing something else this year, adding some droplets. I'll show you the droplets here in just a minute. But I think they make this year's challenge extra special. So two more beautiful, deep, dark colors. It's just beautiful. It does make me think of deep sea water. So here are the droplets that they have. Just really wonderful. Glorious, I think coral, I think sea creatures, all those kinds of things. So I'm really very much looking forward to this. All right, so after I have everything pressed, you may have noticed the little corners that I cut out, but I like to make a little color guide for myself. I put the name of the project up there, and then I use the Cherrywood tags or whatever tags are available for the certain particular thing I'm working on, and list them out. I like to have sort of a color record. And it helps me remember, it kind of brings things back to mind, or I can use it for reference, or I can say, oh yeah, these were all the colors that were in there. So something about me really likes to have this order and a way to remember it by. What they also had with it this year, Aurifil, which is also another one of my abiding passions, they have some flosses that they have coordinated to go with it in these amazing, gorgeous and beautiful colors. And I can see all kinds of little touches of hand embroidery that can be throughout, and I'm definitely getting into that. That is one of the skills that my grandma taught me, so I'm looking forward to taking advantage of that. So I have everything together, cohesively collected in this set, and now I'm going to show you the next thing that I do. Here's the next thing that I do. I believe you cannot do color better than nature. You can't do color better than nature does. And so then, since this collection obviously is deep sea stuff, it makes me think of that. I like to go to the source and get images that I can choose from. I'm looking for textures, light, how different things look. How does sand look when it has the light shining on it? Which light direction do I like? What do the coral look like? How can I duplicate those textures or at least bring them into the party? So I searched deep sea, and so these are just some of the things. What I do is I just make a copy of whatever image has caught my eye. So for example, this fantastic purple jellyfish, these look like they're knitted to me. That's pretty cool. I do not copy any of these things, but I use them for inspiration. So we have this fantastic orange frilly coral. I love it. And this pink one, oh, gorgeous. And I just continue on and I look and I search and I try to find things that I like. Here, I really like the way the light is coming from the top, that light source, and the way it is affecting the sand on the bottom. So pulling up elements like that and using that. Here's another one that I found that had the light source, of course, the light source at the top, but had kind of a central light source up there. And then the way that you have these lines of light kind of coming through. I think that is fascinating. I love that. Here's another one with just the rays of light on the sand And I think that helps. I mean, you can see in there all the different gradations of color, and you've got your deep dark there. This one is AI. You have a long distance there, and you have the two on the side. I like that very much. I also like this one is somewhat asymmetrical, and the light, you can tell it's coming, you got a light source from here and a light source from the top. But I think that's interesting. I don't know how much of that I will use, but I do definitely think it's interesting. And here I love the way that the light just kind of plays all those little lines on the water. I love that. I think that's gorgeous. So these are all different elements that I want to think about and decide what I'm going to do. And then I also started looking at some of the deep sea creatures that you can find. It's fascinating. I mean, look at that. And actually these lights, they'll light up. And I don't know if I can do anything like that, but it's nice to think about, to have that image to look at. And notice how dark the background is compared like to this shot. The background's not nearly so dark. And then this is a fascinating piece of coral. And this is a slug. The purple and orange, oh mercy, I love it. And then I started looking at different jellyfish. And this is just fascinating. The blue and pink and the darker pink. And then here we go with orange jellyfish. Yeah, all of these are inspiration. Again, I'm not going to copy any of the things, but they're definitely inspiration. And I'll look obsessively for a couple days at least. I even pulled up the one from Nemo, the Finding Nemo opening, where there's the big drop-off. That's a better shot. There's the drop-off. No, I'm sorry, that's the drop-off. There's the drop-off and how the water looks and the gradation, and that wavy effect is something I really want to capture. But of course I'm obsessive about it. I can't sit and leave well enough alone. So these are images off my phone that I found that I really like. And this is someone's artwork, absolutely gorgeous. Again, it is only inspiration. I will not copy anybody else's artwork. But this one, you guys, I think this is so fun. If I can do something with this, it'd be really cool. Look at that iridescent. Doesn't it make you think of scales? Like mermaid scales? So if I could do something like that, let me pull up a thing here, something like this, and then off to one side you see fishy scales just kind of disappear that make you think mermaid shape, and you'd be like, what the heck? So that's all part of my thinking. But the first part that I'm going to focus on is getting the background, and I found something that I think is going to be so brilliant for it. So come check this out. All right, I have this on my wall here, and it is a woven background. I'll show you the book that I got it from. I took a class with, I forgot her name again, the gal from Ladybug's Cabin up in Montana. I took a class from her to learn how to do this, and I thought, oh my goodness, if there's some way to create waves of light using this same technique, that is what I want to do. That is definitely what I want to do. So I'll show you the book and show you my basic plan here. It's called Simply Stunning Woven Quilts by Anna Faustino. Fantastic for doing these kinds of things. And what I want to do, there's lots, you guys, there's a ton of stuff in here and a lot to the technique. But what I want to try to do is recreate this type of thing right here, but with the rays of the sun coming through the top and then kind of having that waviness in the water. That is my goal. That is my plan. So I'm going to start, that's kind of where I'm going to start today, picking up. And here is my, remember, Cherrywood has to stick to 20 by 20. So I'm going to give you a little idea of what I am thinking of doing here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit so I can hunker down, get myself in here. All right, so what I want, I'm just going to kind of do big outlines of what I'm thinking. I can change this, totally changeable, but I like this kind of light source, really deep, kind of shallow, coming through the top, and thinking like there's going to be waviness, wavy ripples indicating the water is moving, coming down from that. And so it's going to be lighter, of course, up here, and then get darker as it goes. But these waves may be a little bit lighter than, say, the background and the other wave going through. And then I really liked some of the asymmetrical stuff I was seeing. I love asymmetrical. So if I did something like this with the coral reefs and things like that, could be happening down here. And then maybe something over here a little sharper, coming down kind of this angle. I don't know where I'll have them meet exactly. We'll see. But then the thing I was thinking, like, so have it be kind of darker, much darker back over here, right? Maybe more of the light is over here and it gets darker over here. But somewhere in it have kind of the little curve, slightly iridescent. I'm not good at drawing, y'all, so just so you know. But have it reminiscent of a mermaid. And I'd have other fish, little coral. I'll see where they look good. And some little fishies, right? So you're not thinking, oh, mermaid right away, but have it kind of tucked back in there so that it looks, you look at it and you think, oh, is that it? What did I just see? So that's my plan for the Cherrywood challenge. So that's my plan for the challenge for this 2025. I am going to post weekly updates, let you know how I'm doing, so you can see progress. But that's kind of my idea. That is my thought process getting started. I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out. I do have a lot of work ahead of me. Thankfully, it's only 20 by 20 inches, so it's not a colossal thing. It's a nice sized piece of artwork, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.